What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the recent news for Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm going to do it up to the minute. This is the start of, hopefully, daily, where I have the last video of the day, or the second last video of the day, be on a news story that actually happened the day of. That way, you guys get to see it a little bit early, but obviously, not many people care about that stuff. You're here for this. I do want to say this, and this is in the title. My prediction was right. Now, what was my prediction? Well, earlier today, I think our good old friend Jason Schreier, who's, by the way, that's sarcasm, he posted a thing on Bloomberg talking about how Hogwarts Legacy will allow you to be basically a transgender. You'll be able to choose your voices. You'll be able to choose your gender in Hogwarts Legacy. Thus, I mean, technically, it's not going all of the way, but it's saying that you can have a female voice to a male character. You could have a male voice to a female character. Okay, that's basically the gist of what's happening. Great. And by the way, I have nothing against it. I don't think really anybody should have anything against it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't impact me whatsoever. Actually, I know a lot of males play as females. I know a lot of females play as males. I haven't really decided who I feel like I'm just going to play a male. Again, the houses is something we've always talked about, right? Which house do we want to go in at first? Now, there is a little bit extra info here that is kind of cool that we can talk about in a second, but basically the point is they're being a little bit more inclusive, okay? Which is great, and I said that on Twitter, all that stuff. But one thing I want to point out is on Twitter, which you can follow me over there, Podcast Now 15, okay? Please do. On Twitter, I said, when I retweeted the article, I said, here's what's going to happen. People like you and me, we're going to say, cool, no big deal, doesn't impact me. Or maybe some people, actually, there are people who want to be represented in that way, which is, again, totally awesome. They say, oh, this is great, cool. So, again, general guidelines, as people are going to say, Neato gang, okay, from Anchorman. And then there's going to be people, mainly the liberal leftist journalists that are, again, there just to attack Hogwarts Legacy. They don't really have a purpose in the gaming industry other than to do that. And again, I'm just, those are just general statements. You don't have to agree with me. They are going to say that that's not enough. Also, people that, again, are not going to buy the game. They're just there to kind of get mad. They're going to say this isn't enough. What always happens, and by the like, I've watched videos before where people say, this is part of the reason why maybe you don't apologize, because it'll never be enough to some people. They'll always want more, you know what I mean? So, like, you can take it in more than just this aspect. You can, like, expand it for other aspects. But for something like this, again, like, this is an example of, like, okay, you can do something like this in the game. I'm not saying, like, don't do this because some people are going to like it, and then you're going to have a very small group that's saying, oh, that's not enough. I'm not saying that. Do this. This is completely fine. But just know, if you're doing it to appeal to people, or appeal to that, mob, you're not going to get all of them. In fact, there will still be a large number of them that will still hate on you, and I think that's the general idea. So, again, in that tweet, I said that there will be people out there that say that it's not enough. Literally, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes after I tweeted it, PC Gamer tweeted out almost the exact same thing, talking about, is this good enough when the game itself is basically run by terrible people? I think even Bloomberg, in their own article, half of Bloomberg's article talking about this, being able to choose your voice and all that stuff, half the article was again bringing up the lead designer, and I guess that was like a fourth of the article, and then another fourth of the article was talking about J.K. Rowling. So they spent half of the article that was information, that was new news on this game, that's positive news on this game. They used it to, again, attack them. I also saw, again, other people saying she still profits from this, so it doesn't matter. Again, see, guys, this is what I mean. I mean, I say I'm not a prophet, but in reality, I kind of think that I am. I literally predicted these idiots would do this half an hour before it happened. I mean, I just have that kind of sense where these things are coming. But again, when you see when you're where I am, I guess, and you can see the playing field the way that I can, this stuff comes easy. You know what I mean? You can see, and I think a lot of you guys, I think you guys are very, very smart people. I think a lot of you guys can see it too, where it's like, okay, we all know that this is not even that big of a deal. Like, if it wasn't in the game, I mean, here's what would happen too. If it wasn't in the game, those same people attacking it now would still be attacking it. But that's it. They wouldn't have, like, additional reinforcements. Do you know what I mean? So, like, right now, the game actually maybe even did a smart thing where it's like, oh, yeah, we're so the certain, words that we're so, like, anti this, right? We're so this that we have the ability for you to play with a female voice with a male character and vice versa. Like, yeah, we're so anti it that we allow you to do it, which is obviously a joke, right? Because they can't be if they do something like that. And you're going to have these people, and you do have these people that are still going after it saying, well, that's not enough. We need the full gender creation tool. I mean, why didn't you make the creation tool? Like, where is it? You're going to have those idiots, okay? But if the game came out and they still only had you play as a male or female, you would have the exact same group with no additional people with them that would say, and their message would just be different. They would say, you don't even have the ability to have the voice. And then, again, when you give them that, then they move on to the next thing. And that's where we are now. See, they're just kind of, they're playing their own game, and they're playing it so openly that all of us see it, and they look like idiots. Because that's literally what would happen. If the game had no choices, if you could only play male or female, and male voices were for males, females were for females, all that stuff, you would hear them say, well, you could just throw in this little thing. That's really all we want. And then they throw in this little thing, which is right now. This is the current time. And now they say, oh, that's not enough. That's not enough. You're run by a group of evil people. I mean, these people are going to go to hell. Like, J.K. Rowling's gone. Why isn't she already there? I mean, that's what people are saying now. You know what I mean? So it really, in my opinion, just opens them up to how it lets us see, which, again, like someone like me, I've seen it for a very long time. I think a lot of you guys have seen it for a very long time. But remember, and the point of some of these videos, too, is to honestly wake up people that don't, haven't seen it yet. To be quite honest with you, that is when I make videos on really any of these controversial, and by the way, I don't get very political. I only get political when they bring the politics and this kind of stuff into the entertainment industry. This is the industry that I love to cover. This is the one I'm most passionate about. This is the one I'm most knowledgeable about. And sure, I have political opinions, but I feel like it's best suited for me to handle these things in this realm. And I also think it's the easiest because, again, I feel most comfortable here, and I think you guys respect and understand that too. And so it's a good chance to, again, if people are like, well, I don't exactly get what the big deal is, well, here is the big deal right now. So again, to boil it down, I would say the biggest deal is that they're always going to look for a target, and they're frauds. So Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, which is not a surprise, right? We've talked about them before. Kotaku, IGN, they're all frauds. If there wasn't any options, they would ask for the options, and that's it. They would even make it known, like, this, we're not asking for much, we're just asking for this. But then when they get that, they say that it's not enough. They say we want more, or they say, well, it doesn't really matter because J.K. Rowling profits, or that this lead designer guy still has a job. I mean, heaven forbid. Why isn't he living in a box on the side of the road now, having apples thrown at him? Like, why isn't that happening? He's literally Satan, and that's what these people think. And you can see it, again, very, very clearly now, hopefully, right? So, we just talked about how I didn't want to do things like the reset era stuff unless obviously something big like that happened. Again, I think this general thing is cool. By the way, the word on the street, or the news that talked about this gender stuff, also said that you get to choose if you're a witch or wizard. So I wonder, now they didn't make it very clear. So if you're a male with a female voice, you can choose which. I feel like and that kind of just goes a little bit more to, again, like being inclusive of whatever you want to be. If you want to be the female body, now again, you're not going to be able to customize, you're not going to be able to have surgeries in the game, but if you have the female body, you have a male, or I guess I did the reverse, right? Female body, male voice, okay? And then maybe you want to be a wizard. I feel like you can do that. So, I mean, it's a little unclear because they really focused on matching, or the opposites with the voice and the gender. Okay, that's what they really focused on. Then they threw in afterwards that you can pick if you're a witch or wizard, and that's what you're kind of referred to as the game goes on. Okay, so we'll have to see how exactly, again, like, to me, none of that stuff matters. I'm probably going to choose a male with a male voice and be a wizard, and that's completely fine. If you want to mix it up and you want to have a female voice with a male and choose, witch, whatever you want to do, completely cool. Nobody's hurting each other. And again, that's kind of the overall point, is that it doesn't exactly matter. I guess it's good. It's definitely a good thing that we're moving towards that, and it's fine, and it doesn't hurt anybody. But again, they always want more. They are always going to come for blood, even if you appeal to them just a little bit. And that's why, again, like, for these kind of videos, there's people on YouTube that walk that. No, I walk a line. I do walk a line, okay, because there's certain things you could say here that could definitely get you banned, or it would definitely turn people on you, all that stuff. So there is definitely a line that you have to walk to just be smart and to stay around, okay? But you do have people that are very just they lie to you. Basically, they try to be something, or they try to be somebody that they aren't online. I never want to be that. I hate that idea, and I know so many people, not personally, but I know of people that do that all the time, okay? I'm not going to do that, right? So to me, this is fine. This is great. To others, this will literally never be enough, and hopefully we can all see that a little bit more clear now. So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Did you see this coming as well? What do you think the next thing is for Hogwarts Legacy? All that good stuff. Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter. Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.